Hi there everybody, Pete here from Retro Unscripted, and welcome to another edition of Pete Plays. Today we're looking at High Speed for the NES. So, High Speed began as a pinball machine from Williams Entertainment. And this is Rare's take on it. It's based on the pinball machine, but it has some differences that you'll notice. Let's go ahead and start right in. Note I won't be looking at the camera as much as I'll be looking at the monitor over here, but I'll try and make eye contact from time to time so that you won't think I'm ignoring you. One player, let's go ahead and start. So the idea here is really to try and turn the light on the lamp from green to yellow to red. And you can do that by hitting these little targets up in here. Plus you can also spot lights by hitting two other features on the table. You can run the ball up the ramp like I just did there. Or you can put the ball in that little capture hole up there, and that will spot lights as well. Alright, we're already to our first problem with the game. See that thing up here? That little tumbleweed? That is the first problem with the game. That doesn't exist in the original pinball table, obviously. What this thing does, if you don't hit it with your ball hard enough, it will actually capture your ball and it will suck it down towards the center. Like that. So what you have to do is you have to grab the table and tilt it in order to shake the ball loose. But in doing that, you activate the tilt mechanism. And if you tilt the ball, if you tilt the table too much, then your turn ends. So far, there's not a lot going on, but I will try and make things more interesting here as we go. So, light's almost red. Just have one more target to hit. There we go. Now, all I have to do is run the red light. But first, bonus stage. Whenever you collect 3 safe or 3 helicopter targets, you get transported to a bonus stage. The safe targets are like this pachinko kind of table that you have to land balls on each of these 4 racks. And I did it. If you can land it on all 4, you win the stage. You get a bunch of bonus points. And then you continue playing. So it kind of breaks things up a little bit, which is kind of nice. Of course, when you're trying to get ready to run the ramp or run the red light, it becomes annoying. Here we go. And I ran the red light and got away. Alright. So the hideout jackpot, the way that you get it is by running the ball up the ramp again. Once all 3 balls are in play. Now, this is a lot more challenging when the table view is split like this. Because you can't really judge when to make your shot. I did manage to get it, though. and got 300 and some odd thousand, which is good. And now I have another bonus stage that I can go to. I'm up to 1.16 million now. So this stage is pretty neat. You have to hit your car as much as possible to make it go faster, or hit the other cars as much as possible to slow them down. The idea is to try and get your car to finish first. Now this is a little bit easier with more balls on the table because you have more things that you can hit. I believe that you have to go either 8 or 9 times around the table. I forget here. We'll find out. So it's 9 times. If you do that, as long as you finish in the top 3, I think, you can win stuff. That's a nice little 150,000+ bonus, so that boosts my score even more. Plus, you keep both balls in play, so the game is still challenging at this point, and at the same time, you can still rack up a ton of points. Now, there are some issues with ball physics in this game. There are times that it looks like your ball is going to go down the side and it doesn't, but not that that's anything to complain about. Here's that stupid tumbleweed again. The tumbleweed by far is the most annoying part of this game. Like, there's not even a competition for it. So I finally lost the ball here. I'm at 1.78 million points. Each time you go up the ramp, you get the multiplier up by 5. So that's a nice healthy 2.1 million points in their first ball, which is pretty good. And then it's just a rinse and repeat kind of thing where you're trying to keep the ball on the table, and at the same time, you're trying to run the light again. Extra ball is lit. We'll try and deal with that in a minute. In the meantime, we're going back to the safe level, which is the pachinko level. Now, it's going to be a little bit more difficult this time around, as there are 5 slots that you need to put the balls in. I have a real difficult time with this particular stage. Time's running out. I have 30 seconds to go. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to get frozen out here. No. So I missed it. So I got like 4,000 bonus points. The good news is that stupid tumbleweed is gone. And the extra ball is lit. I gotta remember that that's there. Of course, I just lost the ball, so it doesn't matter. only had 3,000. I would hold bonus points. It's terrible. Okay. Ball 3. My extra ball is still lit, which is good. And I did get the extra ball. And I am 2 targets away from getting back to the red light here, which is good. Here we go. Now notice when you get the hideout jackpot, it always resets to 250,000. So you have to rebuild it again. What some players like to do is they don't like to get the jackpot for a couple of rounds with the multi-ball, and instead they like to build it up as high as possible and then get a nice little bonus when they finally do hit it. That's usually not my strategy, however. But I did miss that time, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm up over 3 million points now. The best way to combat the little tumbleweed thing there is to try and get back to the red light as quickly as possible and not really waste a lot of time. And I lost the ball even though I lit a extra ball, so we'll see if we can get it this time. I'll try and show you here when we get back to gameplay. Excuse me. So there are there's two ways to enter an orbit, up here or up here. If those are lit for freeway value, there are different freeway values here. 25, 50, 100,000, 70... 25, 50, 75,000, then 100,000, and then you can light an extra ball the first time. So if you can get those orbit shots pretty consistently, it will serve you well. And I'm going to be really upset if I don't get this extra ball. The thing about that stupid freaking tumbleweed is that it adjusts how you shoot. You're so worried about getting captured by it that your timing gets thrown off. And I just tilted. That's what the tumbleweed will do. The more times you get captured by it, the harder you have to tilt. The harder you have to tilt or nudge, then the closer to an actual tilt you get. Now, unlike arcade machines, when you tilt and lose your bonus, you actually do get to keep your bonus here. Now that jackpot's up to over 486,000 points, so getting it this time, I'll get a considerable amount of points if I can hit it. again, as with any multi-ball mode, it's very difficult to keep track of what's going on with two balls on the screen at the same time, and I just lost them both. And that's it. So let's see what my final tally is going to be. $4,190,000 points. I don't even think that's going to be good enough for the top 10 board. Oh, it is. 10th place. The best score, 51.6 million and 39.1 million. So, if you like the high-speed pinball machine, this was really the best way that you could get close to enjoying it at home without actually spending the thousands of dollars on putting the machine in your basement. Thanks to Pinball Arcade, however, with just a payout of $5, you can actually play this game on your iPad or iPhone, and soon you'll be able to play it on your PlayStation 3, your PlayStation Vita, your Android device. Plus, there are versions coming for a PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 version of Pinball Arcade is already available. And Xbox 360 is going to be getting all of the Pinball Arcade tables that was just announced this week, as well as Xbox One. So it's nice to see that you're going to be able to play these games with more vehicles or with more devices. The Pinball Arcade application is fantastic. I really do recommend it if you have any kind of mobile device, especially a tablet, but even if you have a phone, it works well too. My iPhone 5S, it works very well on. Not to mention the fact that iOS devices tend to see the newest table releases first, which is a nice little bonus. It's $5 for the table. Older tables or earlier table releases, the money spent tends to vary, so you'll have to check on the App Store for appropriate pricing. You can also download the application via your PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita via the PlayStation Store. You can download it for your Android device, whether it's a tablet or a phone, via Google Play. And then very soon you should be able to see it in the Xbox Live Marketplace for Xbox 360 and Xbox One. This is not necessarily a plug for them, it's just as a pinball fan. From myself to other pinball fans, hopefully you might be one, it's definitely worth looking into. In addition to the real tables, being the Midway, the Williams, the Gottlieb tables, I also do recommend, and I recommended this in an earlier episode, all of the Zen Studios pinball applications. Zen Pinball and Star Wars Pinball for iOS and Android, as well as Pinball FX and Pinball FX2 for Microsoft devices, the 360 and soon the Xbox One, and also Zen Pinball 2 and Star Wars Pinball for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita devices, as well as PlayStation 4. It is a great time to be a fan of pinball games, whether they're the ones that we used to play growing up, like High Speed here, or whether it's brand new tables that are being created from the ground up, like the tremendously talented team at Zen Studios has been doing. Pinball is very easy to pick up and play, very easy to learn, and can be as intricate or as complex, I should say, as you want it to be, or fun just to play while waiting for someone to arrive to meet or on the way to work or whatever. It's a lot of fun to play. Tests your hand-eye coordination and also your ability to make shots. So you have to judge geometry and timing and all that stuff. It's really cool. So I hope you enjoyed this look at High Speed. I wish I could have done better for you guys this time, but it's my first time playing in a while. Thanks as always for watching Pete Plays and for watching Retro Unscripted. My name is Pete. Until the next time, take care.